Here are our test corrections for our fraction, decimal, and percent conversions. Make sure you get a math test correction sheet located at the front of the classroom on the table. Be sure to write your name right here and what you made on your test. You can go back to Google to the form that you submitted and you can view your score and what you missed. So make sure, I'm going to go through here and show you how to do your corrections so you can follow along with me. So starting on question number 1, Rachel is walking home from school. She lives 1.6 miles from school. Which of the following best represents 1.6? So we're changing our decimal to a fraction. So we have 1 whole and 6/10, which means we're going to have 1 whole is going to be our big number, and then this is 6 is our numerator, and then since we're in the tenths place, our denominator is 10. Then we would simplify our fraction because they're both even. I can divide by 2, and I get 1 3/5, making my correct answer D. Okay. Number 2. On Thursday, 34% of Mrs. Rabbit's class brought their lunch. What decimal represents 34%? So remember, when I have a number and there's no decimal in sight, it's always hiding on the right. So remember, percent to a decimal is to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So 1, 2, and we put it there, and we drop the percent sign. So our correct answer will be H. Okay. Number 3. Miranda baked 3 dozen cookies for a bake sale. She burned 1/4 of the cookies and had to throw them out. What percent of the cookies was left? Okay, so there's a couple of ways to solve it. Here's one of those ways. If I change 1/4 to a decimal, if you remember the 1/4 that I taught you, that will work also. But remember, top dog goes in the house, and we add a decimal and a 0, and we continue to divide. Subtract, add a 0, bring it down. Okay, so and then I go from a decimal, and then I change it to a percent by moving it 2 places to the right, making it 25%. Well, the answer is not A, because it's saying what percent was left. If she burned 25%, what's left is out of 100%, so I have left 75%, because she burned 25%. Okay, so the correct answer for number 3 is C. All right, number 4. It says to order the following rational numbers from least to greatest. Okay, so remember, let me move this. So remember, you're going to take each one of these numbers and turn them into a decimal. Okay, this one's already done. Okay, you might remember that this one is equal to 0.5 because it's half. Okay, 0 I don't need to do anything to. 28%, remember that's just moving the decimal 2 places to the left. So that's going to be 2.8. So all I'm doing is writing these below them. And then 4/5, 4 divided by 5, decimal 0. 5 goes into 40 8 times. So that would be 0.8. And from here, I put them in order from least to greatest. So we're going to start with 0. And then as I look at my numbers, 3, 5, 2, and 8. So 28% comes next. Then 0.35. Then 1/2. Then 4/5. And I don't remember the answer choice that was on our Google form, but you can go back and check that. Okay, and then number 5. Last year it rained 8 out of the first 25 days of spring. Which of the following best represents 8 of 25? So we're changing that to a decimal. So 8 divided by 25. Add a decimal and a 0. 25 goes into 8 3 times. Subtract. So add another 0. 25 goes into 50 twice. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry. There we go. And that zeroes out, making 0.32 my answer, making that correct choice C. Okay, I'm going to stop this video and I will create another one for the next set of numbers.